Wonderful morning to you, sport fans, and welcome to Sport Drive on OSBC Radio 104.5. Ilé Kebale here in Oshubu. I am on Motayo at Debodun, welcoming you to the maiden edition for this week. And yes, we begin from the front this morning, very quickly from the squad of the Super Falcons, as we understand that. Desire Oparanozie will not feature this year's Women's African Cup of Nations in Morocco next month, with Oparanozie's exclusion from the squad was confirmed on the Nigerian Football Federation Twitter, and but there was no reason for her being excluded from the squad. And of course, the 28-year-old who plays for Chinese Women's Super League side Wuhan Jiangul University will now be replaced with Sweden-based Anam Imo. Yes. And also, we understand that Chiwendu Izeu will also not participate in Morocco, and has been replaced with experienced midfielder, talking about Ngozi Okobi. And Oparanozie has been a part of the Falcon squad of the African Women's Championship of 2010 and 2014, 2016 and 2018, winning all four tournaments. And here's a Falcons in Group C at this year's WAFCON alongside South Africa, Botswana and Burundi. Of course, they will open their campaign against South Africa on the 4th of July in Rabat. Meanwhile, the 2022 WAFCON also doubles as qualifiers for the 2023 World Cup to be co-hosted by Australia and New Zealand. Of course, we wish them all the good things that they can actually find in Morocco. Yes, they will be going to bring the trophy home for a record 10th time this time around. But South Africans have been talking tough, but hopefully they will be able to do the needful, and of course probably dethrone Nigeria this time around, like the captain of the Bayana said. But moving on this morning, let's talk about athletics. As Athletics Federation of Nigerian President, talking about Tungboka Okowa, says sprinter Odla Tobiloba Muson's African record-setting run in the 100-meter hurdle at the Diamond League meeting in Paris has given Nigeria hopes of challenging for a first-ever gold medal at the World Athletics Championship in origin next month. Of course, Musa is 25 years, finished strongly in a race to win 12.41 seconds of 0.02 better than a previous 12.42 seconds best, which she ran last year to win a historic 100-meter hurdle at the Diamond League final in Zurich. And of course, the reigning Commonwealth Game champion fought at the Olympics last year in Tokyo, and at the World Athletics Championship in Doha, Qatar in 2019, looked capable of claiming a global medal in origin, as well as retain the Commonwealth title she won in 2018. Of course, still talking about the tracks this morning, we understand that Ekwev and Amusan, yes, sprinter, talking about Tobloba Amusan and sprinter Raymond Ekwev has arrived at Nigeria for the 2022 Athletics Championship, scheduled to hold between the 24th of June and 26th. And of course, the duo arrived in the country yesterday. And of course, yes, from there, let's quickly still talking about athletics this morning, but we move to Paris this morning, where we understand that Shale Aina Fraser Prize equaled 2022 world best time to win the 100 meters at the Diamond League meeting in Paris. Of course, the Jamaican two-time Olympic champion powered to victory in 10.67 seconds, as Britain's Dyla Neita finished second after clocking a second best of 10.99 seconds. Of course, she ran at the same time in Nairobi in May, and which she has only been beaten by 4 other women in history. Of course, Britain's Cindy Semba came third in the women's 100-meter hurdle, as Nigerian Tobi Amusan triumphed with a nil African record of 12.02 0.41 seconds. From there, let's come back and still talk about Nigeria Professional Football League, as of course matches were decided during the course of the weekend with Rivers United needing just 3 points to clinch the trophy this season. MFM stunned their opponent during the course of the weekend. Nerod Silas missed a penalty. Yes, a late penalty, as Plateau United were held to a 1-1 draw at home by Gombe United, and yes, the result put a dent on their chances of catching Rivers United at the top of the log. Rivers United were also held to a goalless draw by Rangers International. Now they need 3 points from the remaining 4 games to be crowned MPFL champions for the first time. And moving on in Jaws, Andre Ikefi put Plateau United ahead in the 60th minute, while Ibrahim Yaya restored parity for the visitors 10 minutes later, and Silas then fired a wide shot from the spot on the stroke of 90 minutes. In Rema, yes, Remo Stars climbed to third position courtesy of a 3-1 win against Lobby Stars in Ikene, and Sikiru Alimi to Lulope Ojo and Samuel Anakwe were on target for the All Stars. Francis Odinaka scored Lobby Stars' only goal of the game. And yes, at the Dikpo Stadium in Ijebu-Ode, Yimba suffered a shocking 2-1 defeat to Basement Club MFM of Lagos. Yimba took the lead through Victor Mbwama on the 52nd minute, as it was Mbwama's 16th goal of the campaign, which put him level with Rivers United Chidioke and Nek Akuneto. And yes, MFM however rallied back through a goal from Oladayo Alabi from the spot and Unduka Davids. Elsewhere, Shooting Stars were denied a win on the road after they considered a late equalizer against Wiki Tourist. And yes, Okpayemi Olufemi fired a 3SC ahead in the 53rd minute, while Idris Gouda equalized for Wiki Tourist from the penalty spot on the dot of 90 minutes. And of course, those are the result of matches decided in the Nigeria Professional Football League. And moving on this morning, let's talk about the tracks. Yes, Canadian Grand Prix, as Red Bulls Max Verstappen held off a late challenge from Ferrari Carlos Sainz to win the Canadian Grand Prix. And of course, the two started the final 15 laps nose to tail after a late safety car, but despite heavy pressure from Saint, Verstappen held on with older tire. And of course, Lewis Hamilton and George Russell took third and fourth for Mercedes, as Ferrari Charles Leclerc recovered to fifth from the back grid. And yes, Verstappen extended his championship lead over Leclerc to 49 points. Right about now, yes, let's quickly talk about transfer stories as things pans out at the moment. Let's travel to London, where Raheem Sterling, yes, Chelsea are targeting Manchester City winger Raheem Sterling as their major summer sign. Of course, Sterling's Manchester City future is in doubt as he enters his final 12 months of contract, and the England forward, who's 27 years, has attracted interest from major clubs overseas, but Chelsea believes they can persuade him to remain in the Premier League. And of course, the Blues have the obvious attraction of being in the Champions League for the London born player. Sterling scored 13 goals in 30 Premier League appearances, and he won his fourth Premier League title last term. Let's switch gear now and talk about Liverpool this morning. Before we leave, Liverpool have completed the signing of 18-year-old Scottish right back, talking about Calvin Ramsey from Aberdeen on a 5-year deal for an initial £4.2 million. And of course, the deal for the Scotland under-21 player also includes £2.5 million of potential add-ons and a 17.5% sell-on clause. And there are no plans to send Ramsey Ramsey on loan, and he will join up with Georgian club's first team for the preseason. And of course, finally this morning, let's wrap up with this story from the tennis angle, where we understand that Matteo Berrettini underlined his Wimbledon credentials by beating Filip Krajinovic to claim the Queen's title for a second year in a row. And of course, the Italian second seed put in another stronger serving performance to beat Serb's Krajinovic 7-5, 6-4. Berrettini has now won 20 of his past 21 grass court matches, with his sole defeat coming against Novak Djokovic in the Wimbledon final last year. We need to wrap up this morning. Many thanks to everyone that made this production possible. Omotayo Adebodu is my name. Muideen Adeleke is the producer of this program. Until tomorrow morning, I say don't stop loving sports. Good morning.